there was one piece of career advice that you wish someone had given you when you were starting out, what would that be?
Interesting question. I think don't underestimate the people side of recruitment, applying for jobs, being a candidate, being in the interviewer's shoes. What I mean by that is, don't just think because you filled an application form and it's gone, that means you've ticked the box. Go and investigate who's recruited behind the role, whether you're going through a recruiter or whether you're going for the hiring manager. Try and build up a network and a picture of what the place is like. Do you know people who work there? That's probably the biggest piece of advice that I wish I had is, there are people behind all of these adverts and behind these forms, and also helps you stand out from the crowd.
Can you share a pivotal moment in your career journey that made a significant impact?
Apart from when I first went for an interview as a project manager, where I literally fell on my face into the interview room, so I made some impact there. That's how I got started in IT. But slightly, putting the glib side bit aside, I think because I've been laid off 6 times in my career and having to work through that, probably the most notable time was when I was at Egg Bank, who were being carved up by Citibank to be sold off to Yorkshire Building Society and Barclays and so on. It was working through those divestitures and getting that experience of not just providing a service, but transferring accounts and stuff over whilst with this knowing what the end game or not knowing what the end game looks like. So I think there's always an opportunity for learning, and I learned an awful lot actually. I just get a bit of training out of it, as well as working through a tough time, not knowing what my own certainty looked like in terms of immediate future. So I think that for me really wised me up and opened my eyes in terms of, you don't just give up because you're being made redundant or because you're coming to an end of a contract or whatever. It gives you a chance to then look at what you can get out of the current opportunities that you're working on, and also set you up for your next future role.
How do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life, and have you got a go-to strategy for overcoming them?
That's a great question. I tend to play things sort of take it a day or a week or a month at a time. I try not to get too bogged down with what the future looks like. Yes, we need strategies. Yes, we need goals and so on. But the way I look at it is, when I've done pre-sales, you may have been, you think you've sold the deal, and for whatever reason it's not gone ahead, or you've applied for a job and you think, I've really nailed this, and thanks but no thanks for whatever reason. So I certainly think living in the now and not being afraid to I call it play, for want of a better phrase. So whenever my children get quite distressed, there's an approach I use called PACE, which is a Dan Hughes parenting method, and it works wonders on yourself as well. So if you can be playful and accepting of the situation, and then caring and empathetic, if you go through them steps, so take yourself out of the situation. What do you need to do to dust yourself down and calm down? So in the case of my children, or even me, it might be, let's go and play with some Lego, or let's go and do something entertaining for 5, 10, 20 minutes, just to take yourself out of that situation. And then you can come back to start to then pick apart. Well, what can you control, what can't you control, and then take the lessons learned and then move forward as best you can.